Hey Revel Strength and Fitness, it is Christina and this is day one of our quarantine. This is super creepy to be in the gym without all of you. I can't tell you how sad I was to close yesterday, how it feels to be so uncertain in these times right now, and just to be trying to navigate all of this with you guys. So thank you for being patient. Thank you for all the texts and the calls and the emails. I can't begin to thank you for all the support. It means so much to me, which is why I want to make sure you guys are still staying super connected during this time. You feel really supported and taken care of, and you still feel like you're a huge part of this community, because you are. And it's all of us together. We're gonna get through this and we're gonna come out of the other side much stronger than we are now. So without further ado, this is our quarantine, technically WOD 3, because it's day 3 of my at-home workouts, but day 1 of truly being closed and having no classes. So it's really hard to see on the board. I tried to write everything up there, but I'll go ahead and post a graphic in the beginning so you can see it and have a good idea of what we're doing today, even if you haven't gotten on social media. So first up, we've got an EMOM. So most days I'm probably gonna give you an EMOM or something similar, like a little pre-workout, maybe some gymnastics work, something that you can do to act as our strength, since most of our classes begin with a strength movement. Just like if we were in regular classes, we would be doing a deadlift EMOM. So I wanted to give you kind of the same similar thing today. As you can see, you have a 15-minute EMOM. For those of you that aren't really sure and you rely on me to tell you, EMOM is every minute on the minute. I switch this down just a little bit because it's kind of hard to see. Every minute on the minute. So what that means is, minute 1, you're gonna do only one exercise and then you rest. So if the 10 weighted good mornings take you 35 seconds, you rest the rest of the 25 seconds. You do not go on to the next thing. Second minute, you do the exercise, which in our case would be 30 Russian twists. And the third minute, you do the 30-second wall sit. So I'm gonna demo all this here in a second, but just to kind of talk about this as a whole. So that's first. So you have 15 minutes of that. So you're gonna get warmed up. I would suggest doing some good mornings without any weight, some hamstring stretches. I would start with 5 down dog, up dogs. And just a quick side note, these videos each day will be evolving. Since today's day 1, I wanted to put one out there and kind of see how it goes. So tomorrow, I'll try to do a little bit more structured warm up for you guys. But for today, my suggestion would be 5 down dog, up dogs, 5 to 10 bridge ups. I know you guys hate those. I would do 10 scap squeezes and then 10 regular push-ups and 10 squats. And I would cycle through that 3 times at your own pace, nothing crazy, something just to get your heart rate up a little bit, but also just to get the blood moving, okay? And then do the EMOM. So set your clock, set your phone, make sure you put it on, take it off auto lock, because the screen will go away after like a minute or 2 minutes, whatever you have it set on. So take the auto lock off and then set the timer for 15 minutes and then work through this 5 times, right? So those 3 movements done every 3 minutes, 5 times, okay? Then take a break, grab a drink, just like we would do in class, and then you could hit the workout. And I know a lot of you came and grabbed dumbbells and kettlebells from the gym today. We had our quarantine loan program, so hopefully you got some equipment to do. So the workout can be done with kettlebells or dumbbells or anything you have at your house. You could use a backpack full of books. I'll be talking about that throughout the week, different things you can use. But today the workout says dumbbell, so hopefully you have 2 dumbbells at home. And that's for the with equipment workout. It's like an avalanche over here. It's a with equipment workout. So 3 rounds, you've got 25 dumbbell deadlifts. You've got 25 push-ups on the dumbbell, and then 50 lateral jumps over the dumbbell. I'll be demoing all of that. I'll do 1 full round. You'll have every tool to know how to scale it. So don't be stressed. And then if you don't have a dumbbell or anything at home you can work with, the no equipment one is for you. You're gonna do 25 Bulgarian split squats. Again, I'll demo those in a minute. 25 hand release push-ups, and then 50 lateral jumps. And those can be over nothing at all. It could just be over the air, or you could set something on the ground if you wanted to jump over it. So lots of options today. And hopefully every day I'll be able to come in here and give you guys a really good idea of how to structure the beginning pre-WOD workout, I guess. Pre-workout EMOM, how you can structure the workout and how you can scale it for you. So please stay connected. Revel, make sure you log into Wodify. You have access at home, on your desktop, on your phone. Make sure you're logging in and putting in your times. So stay connected. All right, we're gonna go over here and talk about the movements. And we're back in a different location of the gym. So we're gonna talk about the EMOM first. We'll start with the good mornings. Couple things. You can use a broomstick at home or a mop handle. You could use, if you had a random plate at home, you could use a plate for weighted good mornings. You could use a dumbbell. This would probably be a little too heavy, but something on the little lighter side. Definitely not something you're gonna do your deadlifts with today. Probably a little lighter than that. You could use a ball. You could use your kids' heavy textbooks from school. There's so many things you can use for these weighted good mornings. The biggest thing is the mechanics that we talk about in class. So just for the ease of instruction, I'm gonna use this PVC. So if you wanna use your broomstick, that's great. The bar will be on your back. If you were using a plate or a textbook, I'd probably put it on your back, okay? If you were using a dumbbell, I'd probably put it on your chest. And then if you had any other questions about whatever random thing you were using in your house, just shoot me a text and I'll help you as much as I can decide how to place that weight. So, couple big things, and I'm gonna scoop back a little bit, but hopefully you can still see me. Just me and Cricket here, so be patient with the stationary camera. So your feet are underneath your hips when you're doing this good morning, so you don't want to be super wide. We'll do sumo good mornings another day, but for today we're going to be about hip width, okay? When you think about this good morning, remember you want to keep your rib cage tucked in and down, so just like you were doing a hollow body on the ground, you want to squeeze your buns, and you want a slight bend in the knee. So not a huge bend. You're definitely not bending like you would be doing in a deadlift, but definitely a soft knee, okay? So rib cage tucked, squeeze the booty, soft knee. Now, when you go down for a good morning, I'm gonna angle to the side a little bit. Remember, you're not thinking about dropping your chest to the ground. It's not a hinge at the hips. You wanna think about sliding your butt backwards, like you're trying to close a car door, okay? Just a little bit slower. So whatever you're using is on your back. You've got a soft knee. You're gonna slide your butt backwards. You're gonna keep the neck in line with the spine. Go down only until you can feel a good stretch through your hamstrings, okay? Keeping the rib cage tucked. And then on the way up, you're gonna squeeze the glutes forward and come to stand. Okay, so again, soft knee, push down, come to just until you feel a stretch, and then back up. Soft knee, push your butt back, squeeze, and then come back up. The biggest thing you don't want to do is hunker your shoulders forward and dive down to the ground, okay? We're not looking for a rounded back at all. You want a flat back. You can always watch yourself in a mirror if you have one. You want a flat back. You want to push the butt backwards, and then the chest drops as a result, getting a good stretch in the hamstrings. Those hamstrings and glutes fire and pull you back up to standing, okay? So 10 good mornings on the first minute. Got it? I'm not to lower you down a little bit, so it's going to be a little awkward. Okay, next is the Russian twist. You can do these with anything. You can do them with no equipment at all. Do not feel like you have to use something to hold. I have a plate only because I'm at the gym. If I was at home, You could use, again, the textbook that you're using from your kids. You could use a book bag full of books. You could use a huge, weird can of soup if you had it around. You could really use anything. If you have equipment, let's use a dumbbell, let's use a plate, let's use something with a little bit of weight, okay? So on this Russian twist, you're gonna sit on the ground, okay? You're gonna keep a really tall chest. So just like the flat back we had with the good morning, I want a tall chest. You're gonna lean back on your tail and you're gonna lift your legs up, so at about a 90-degree angle. If you're a beginner, you may wanna think about keeping your heels on the ground. This is still gonna give you a really good ab movement, but it's just gonna give you a little bit more stability. So feet on the ground, okay? You're gonna hold whatever you're holding as far as a weight in your hand, and you're gonna lean back slightly and twist, touching that piece of equipment on the ground, or textbook, or whatever you're using. A little bit more advanced, you're gonna pull your feet up, touch, 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 okay? If you don't have any equipment, you'll just twist, really focusing on touching with the hands, squeezing, using your obliques to pull you back up, okay? If you have no equipment, let's try to get those feet up, because you're gonna work on the balance, the core stability, and those obliques. So it's all kind of working in a threesome. And then the last thing is a wall sit. Hopefully you can see me from over here. I can move you a little bit closer. Again, super awkward to move the camera, but okay. So on a wall sit, this is a 30-second wall march. I've done these a ton in Revel Fitco. Only thing you need is a sturdy wall or something you can put your back up against. When you're in this wall sit, first and foremost, you wanna make sure you're at a 90-degree angle, okay? You don't wanna be too high. If you are starting out, you can be a little bit higher, but your goal is to be in that good, really strong 90-degree angle, okay? Back is placed on the wall. So a lot of times in this position, we like to sit forward a little bit, okay? I don't know if it feels like it helps you, but go ahead and put that back all the way on the wall, all right? So 30 seconds, you're gonna come down into the sit and you're just gonna march in place with those feet. Beginner option would be just holding with no march, okay? So just holding the wall sit without lifting your feet at all. And then more advanced would be marching in place. And you'll do that for 30 seconds. So again, make sure you have your clock next to you so you can keep track. So let's say you're transitioning in your EMOM and the minute starts and you don't sit down on the wall till the 15-second mark. Make sure you go all the way to that 45-second mark instead of cutting yourself off at 30. Make sense? Okay, so that's the EMOM. Again, write in the comments, let me know if you have any questions or if I can help you at all. Okay, let's move on to the workout. All right, guys, so we're starting the workout now. We are gonna work with the equipment version first, and then we'll go without. Sometimes I might kind of bounce between the two. So the first part with the equipment has dumbbells involved, and it includes dumbbell deadlifts. So that's gonna be the first thing. So a lot of the stuff we talked about on the good morning, I want you to think about on the deadlift. Tucking the rib cage in, keeping the core tight, making sure that back is super flat. I think with a lot of things, we can get really sloppy with the deadlift and leave our butt super high. So it ends up being kind of a like bend over with a straight leg deadlift. We wanna make sure every time that butt drops so our legs are doing the work, okay? It's really super important. So I'm gonna back up just a little bit so you can see my dumbbells. With the dumbbells, only one head has to touch the ground. So you're gonna angle the dumbbells towards the floor to make sure they touch every time. You wanna really think about using your legs and driving the heels into the ground while keeping the chest tall, pulling the shoulder blades back, and keeping everything in the center nice and flat and strong, okay? So you'll have one dumbbell in each hand, okay? You're gonna slide the butt back, shoulder blades are back, slide the butt back, let the knees bend, touch, and stand. Couple things to notice. My shins are pretty vertical, okay? I'm touching one head to the ground, my butt is dropping, my back is staying tight, and I'm driving up through my heels as I stand, okay? That's super important. You wanna make sure that you're not letting the back round at all, and again, you're not keeping that butt too high. It's super important, okay? So you'll have 25 deadlifts each time. The next part is gonna be the push-ups on the dumbbells. So I'm actually gonna drop you down a little bit so you can see what I'm doing. So awkwardly coming close to the camera, dropping you down. Okay, so with the dumbbells, if you're just starting out, no matter what weight you're doing for the dumbbells, you don't have to use them, okay? If you feel more comfortable just working on the form of the push-up, if you're still coming from your knees, if you can't get your chest all the way to the ground, if you struggle with keeping your elbows in, all those are reasons to not use the dumbbells. The dumbbells give you a little bit of a deficit and it makes them harder. So if you're struggling with the normal push-up, you wouldn't want to enter in the dumbbells for an extra challenge, okay? The challenge is the workout or is the movement by itself. So only if you feel pretty comfortable with the dumbbells. I'm sorry, with the push-up. So you want to have enough space in between the dumbbells for your chest to touch all the way to the ground. Your hands are going to be on the dumbbells. If you have dumbbells at home that are rolly, I call them my shake weights here. If you have rolling dumbbells, be very cautious. Make sure that they're not going to roll as you go down into your push-ups. So if you feel uncomfortable with that, go ahead and just do push-ups without, okay? Just like anytime we do push-ups, you want to maintain a super tight core. You want to tuck that pelvis in slightly. Your back needs to be flat. You want to go all the way down to your chest, and you want to maintain that good solid plank position. So all the way down, elbows are back, touch the chest on the ground, and then push all the way back up, okay? Focusing on not letting yourself worm up from the ground, okay? Nice tight core, touch, and push up. Okay, so that's the push-up on the dumbbells. Pretty straightforward, just keep that good plank. If you find yourself unable to do that, go ahead, unable to keep the plank, go ahead and push the dumbbells to the side, okay? And then the last movement is a lateral jump. I'm gonna have to raise you up to go ahead and see me jumping over this dumbbell, but I would just use one, two next to each other. It makes it a little bit thicker and just makes it easier for you to trip. So I would just use one dumbbell. If you're worried about getting a really great workout, you can use two, you can stack them, you can use something higher. But the main thing is you're working your lateral movement and you're tucking those knees up to get over that, whatever you're using if you're not using a dumbbell. So I'll show you a few. Coming back up. Super fun to switch that around constantly. Okay, so you've got your dumbbell on the floor, wherever it is. You're gonna jump over it like you're jumping over, I don't know, a puddle you're trying to miss when it's raining. You're gonna tuck those knees up and jump over, okay? You wanna go a little bit faster, you can stay on your toes, almost like you're doing a jump rope, okay? Each time you go over, it is one. If you struggle with jumping, you can always do a squat as a substitute. You could do a step up on a box. If you randomly had a bike at home, you could do some biking, something that gives you a dynamic movement without the jumping and the impact. So if you're unsure how to scale that, let me know. I will come up with something for you, okay? Okay. That's the with equipment. Let's move over to the no equipment. Okay, we're back. Time to talk about the no equipment workout for quarantine WOD number 3. So the first thing, instead of the deadlifts, we are doing Bulgarian split squats. The only thing you need for this is something hard you can set your foot on. This could be a stool you have at home, an ottoman, the side of the couch, a kitchen table, or I'm sorry, kitchen chair, and anything that's hard, a chest of drawers or something you have in your bedroom. So you've got a lot of options today. You just need a hard surface to put your foot on. So this is gonna work the posterior chain that we're working in the deadlift without equipment. So I'm gonna show you what this looks like. There is a weird number, so 25, you're gonna split that between your two legs, and I know that seems super weird, but for continuity in our workouts, I kept it at 25. So one round you do, you know, half on one leg, and the next round you do one more on the other leg. It really doesn't matter. It's not gonna make that huge of a difference in the whole scheme of the workout, just as long as you're getting movement on both sides, okay? So starting off with something hard, I'm gonna use this bench. You're gonna put one foot up on the bench. Some people like to put their foot down, and that's great. It, for some reason, really hurts my ankle, so I always put my toe up. It just feels better on my ankle. So if you have sensitive ankles, you may want to adjust. If you don't, and this feels okay, it'll give you a little bit more leverage. Totally up to you. Now, for those of you just beginning, you probably want to hold on to something because you can get a little bit unstable, which we're also working your balance and coordination. But if you're struggling with really keeping a good solid form, just go ahead and hold on to something near you that's stable, okay? So you want this front foot out far enough that your knee is not gonna overextend your toe. And let me show you what that means. So first and foremost, this is what the split squat looks like, okay? My chest is gonna stay tall. I'm gonna take that bottom leg down. This leg is gonna be in a 90-degree angle, and then I'm gonna drive up through that front heel, trying to use little to no help from my back leg, okay? So again, down and up. If you are too close to the bench, it's gonna look like this, okay? This is really bad on your front knee because it's overextending your toe. So make sure this front leg is out far enough so that way you're in more of a 90-degree angle and the knee stays behind the toe. That's really important, okay? So half and half on each side. Next, we're gonna do hand release push-ups. Again, it's a little bit more of an advanced push-up. It causes a little bit of a deficit. So make sure that if you struggle with regular push-ups, just like I said in the last workout, that you just do normal push-ups. Don't even worry about doing them with a hand release. Go from your knees, keep a tight core, keep that good plank, okay? I'm gonna drop you down a little bit. One day I'm gonna laugh about all this video stuff, I'm sure. Okay, so on our hand release push-up, you're gonna be in a really strong plank position. So remember, your hands are directly under your shoulders. Don't have them too far forward. You don't wanna do push-ups like this, okay? You wanna walk those feet forward until your shoulders are over your wrist. It's really important for stability. Secondly, elbows are pulled back. You don't wanna have your elbows out. I know it might feel better to go wide like this and you might be able to get more push-ups, but it's putting your shoulder in a bad position. You don't wanna internally rotate your shoulder, okay? It causes impingement. You wanna make sure that that shoulder is pulled back in the shoulder girdle and the elbows are going back in a push-up, not out, okay? That's super, super important. And that is in any sort of push-up, from your knees with a band, no matter what you're doing, elbows are back, okay? So your hands are right out from your chest, your elbows are back, you go down to your chest or as low as you can get if you're just starting out, and then driving up again without that worming that I talked about in the last workout, okay? So I'm gonna show you a couple. Good solid plank, tucking in that rib cage, tucking in that pelvis, shoulders are over the wrists. You're gonna come down, elbows back to the chest, and then driving straight up. Again, down, touch the chest, and straight up. Same thing from the knees. That butt can sometimes stay tall. You wanna make sure that the butt is in line, okay? That it's not too far up to the sky, coming down to the chest, and then pushing up, all right? Super important. So that's the push-up. So 25 Bulgarian split squats, 25 push-ups, and then you're gonna finish with lateral jumps. So just like in the last workout, we're gonna jump over like we're doing a jump rope, but you're just not gonna jump over anything. Or you can lay like a pillow on the ground or something and jump over it, but most of us are just gonna do it with nothing. So it's gonna look like this. Okay, so nothing's on the ground. I'm gonna fake jump over 50 laterals. Okay, pretty straightforward. So don't worry about not having anything to jump over. You don't need it there, okay? And that's 50 laterals, if I didn't say that earlier. So you've got 3 rounds for time of one of those workouts. Make sure you put your score into Wodify if you're a part of Revel. And if you're not a part of Revel Strength, I'm so excited that you're here with us today. Keep tuning in every day. I'm gonna keep posting the workouts. I'll keep talking about the movements. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to ask me, to message me. Make sure to follow us both on Revel Strength, but I also have a normal at-home workout blog, I guess you could say, on social media. I've got a closed private Facebook group and it's really awesome. We've got like 300 members at this point and we're just growing every day. And it's a really amazing place to meet like-minded people if you can't get into the gym. So I know a lot of people right now are freaking out about not being in a gym, but for some of us, this is daily life. We don't get to get in a gym. You have 6 kids and a full-time job, or you work nights or something like that, and you don't get to go to a gym, so you have to work out at home. So if you're one of those people, I salute you. We're all here with you. Join our closed Facebook group. Give us some information. Give us information, that too. But give us some inspiration and let us know that you're here with us. So, okay, that's it for today. Until tomorrow, see you then. Bye.